Mhm. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round 6 of the Indy NXT iRacing series, starting off the month of May with a bang. As always, the Indy NXT cars providing spectacular action whichever way you look. A mix of speedway banking and road course finesse makes up this 2.43 mile circuit, and in its legendary venue on its road course configuration, which gives us in the box and you at home the perfect teaser for what is to come over these next 3 weeks here on iRacing. Not only for the iRacing Indianapolis 500 special event, but also what I like to think is the warm-up with the fixed version of the 500 coming up very shortly as well. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we have all the Indy NXT action to bring you tonight, right here on the Velocity Online Racing channel. Alongside me once again tonight, as always, is Sebastian Kinder. So, Seb, what do we think we have in store for us tonight? A lot of big names in the lineup tonight, from what I can see. Jarrett Curry, Robert Ridgway, to name only two. I think we're in for quite a spectacular night.
Exactly, we have all the big names out there tonight, and always, even if it's a road course, a win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is always special.
Exactly that. I believe qualifying has just wrapped up for us then, so I can see on out of the commentary box the drivers lining up for what seems to be a full pace lap, as you can see on your screens right there, and we'll get the grid up for you in due course as well. But before then, I'd like to say a very early thank you for today's sponsor. Get instant and unlimited access to the entire iCoaching setup vault with iCoaching's All Access Pass. Download professionally built iRacing setups for your IndyCar, NXT car, and now TCR cars across the official iRacing calendar. Visit www.icoaching.co to learn more. That's not .com, but .co. So then, we can see the cars lined up on the grid, ready for some fantastic action. No doubt that we've got ahead of ourselves tonight. 34 laps, I believe it is, we've got ahead of us tonight. 35 laps, in fact, with a track temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. Seb, I think we're in for a fast one.
Yeah, we're in for a fast one. First thing for this start, Jack, watch out for turn 1. There is going to be some argy-bargy shenanigans in that turn 1.
Yeah, I can get behind that exactly. It's very good you bring that up, actually. It's very much a pinch point, isn't it, that first corner? A 90 degrees right angle corner. You're going in from the fast and flowing speedway section, going all the way down the box into what I would imagine to be first gear in these Indy NXT cars. I'm sure we'll find out in due course. But yeah, very easy to trip over each other. Reminds me a lot of Monza turn 1, Seb.
You're not that far off with that comparison, actually, Jack. Yeah, it's a really good one.
As the drivers now make their way onto their formation lap, we'll get the order up and running for you. So then, on the first row of the grid, it's going to be Ivan Macho Perez, a big name to head off the field, along with championship rival Jarrett Curry in the number 3 alongside. Row number 2 is going to be another big name, Robert Ridgway against Toby Deek. That's going to be an interesting second row to get us going for this one. Row number 3, familiar name, Rodan Eftink. See how much progress he can make towards the front of the field alongside Julian Alfredo. Row number 4 is home to David Klen and Matt Malloy. These two, I believe, the first time I've seen them in the Indy NXT series, so I'll be keen to see how these two get on. Row number 5, Oliver Kemp and Kevin Wixler from Austria. Row number 6 is Kel Hogan and Tulio Ricciardo from Brazil. Row number 7, Benjamin Garcia and Zachary Sojak. Do correct me if I said that wrong. There's a high chance that I probably have. Row number 8 is Ivan Danchev and Cade Corbin in the number 13. Row number 9, Julius Brooks and Christopher Smith, along with David Whitehouse in a lonely 10th row, bringing up the rear of the field without a qualifying time. Potentially a strategic move. We've seen that in numerous occasions over this season, I think, but it might be the right play to make considering how tight turn 1 gets. Looking at the driver's standings, it's pretty close, isn't it, Seb? We got, well, not for first, it's 135 points Robert Ridgway has got, but look at that, it's only 5 points for P3.
Yeah, only 5 points for P3, and you know, we've always seen on those road courses, even Perez getting like those huge 15 seconds of win. But we see that, you know, IndyCar is not only road courses, it's always ovals, and that's why he's only down there in 3rd place.
It's the one series, I think, which I think is really good about the Indy side of motorsport. You know, you have 2 very different disciplines that make up one series. As a matter of fact, you know, you have the ovals where, as an example, Ivan Perez may not be his strongest, but then we have a lot of other drivers. Usually the American drivers are very strong on these ovals as well. Now, looking to the lights, it's going to be a rolling start as always as the drivers come round the final corner. Look at that, very ominous 9.5 rows of Indy NXT cars coming to the green flag. It's going to be the first race of May and the first part of the build-up as we come to the green flag for round 6 of the iRacing Indy NXT series. We're waiting for Ivan Perez to punch the throttle as we do, and there's a big squirm 3 rows back. Wow, how did they not make contact?
And they're 3 wide, Jack. This is not going to end well in turn 1, I'll tell you that.
We're looking at 3 or 4 wide down into that tight first corner. We're looking at everyone getting through roughly okay, mounting the curb there. Ooh, very close there with the fluorescent car. I couldn't quite tell who that was, but through the first sector, everyone getting reasonably okay through.
Yeah, these guys are pretty good because I was seeing crashes in that turn 1, so good on them. Whoa!
Yeah, whoa! The number 9 there getting very squirmy over the curbs. I was really surprised to actually see him take that much curb. You usually see the sports cars taking that much, but taking the bulls, I believe that was Clennon there in the number 9 back in 12th place. Oh, as we see one going wide.
Yeah, watch out for that corner. This is very easy to just go straight at there.
Apart from that, everyone seems to be getting away well. Perez keeps his lead ahead of Curry and Ridgway. No changes there, but then you see Matt Malloy up 4. What a start for him. What a first lap for him with the insane progress that he's made. We're looking at the back of the field. Who's that actually? Is that... no, that's not Perez. I thought it was Perez that had dropped way off the field, but that was, I believe, Danchev losing a couple of places. He's down 4, Seb.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I was with, I'll let you go. Oh, they're nearly collided, but yeah, for Danchev, not really the ideal start, and I'm going to have a little tangent. I really hate that final section of the Indianapolis Motorsports road course. It's really bad.
Really, I can see, especially with that second to last corner, I struggle. I think unless you've got the triple screens, as we see the number 8 there actually look for a move. This is going to be on Wixler, the number 18 for 8th place. Is he going to be late on the brakes? Up the inside, gets to the apex first, goes very wide, but he gets the place and he keeps it as the next corner goes into his favor. So that's +1 for Kemp in the number 8.
With a Menard paint scheme, or at least the Team Menard paint scheme that we saw in the 90s. So yeah, bonus points for that. But yeah, he went very late on the brakes, but I think he still kept it in control, so he did not go into the grass. So that good on him.
That's really good. That's really good input control there from Kemp, as you say. You know, these cars won't have their tires up to temperature on lap number 2. They'll have some, don't get me wrong, but they won't be at full working window, as we see Stojan fading very close to the grass there.
And that's an off track if he goes there.
Exactly, not only an off track, but I seem to find, Seb, I don't know if you get the same thing, but if you touch a wheel on that grass, sometimes it can spit you off towards the wall very quickly.
It could. I never really put my tires there.
Maybe it's a driver issue then, as we look at Rodan Eftink there, who has gained 1 place actually since the start. Very solid start. Keeping the nose clean, I think, is a very big thing here though, Seb, especially with that turn 1.
Rodin is a great driver, so expect some greatness for him. As we saw that, yeah, that's as we saw a car stopped on the inside there, wasn't it?
Yeah, from what I can see, I think there was a bit of suspension.
Yeah.
As you can see in the background, he's got it going again, but the front left looks. Look at that.
It's
That's
dead.
Julius
That's Brooks.
Brooks with a front right suspension
failure.
failure.
Buddy,
I wonder if we'll get a replay of that.
Tow it, buddy. You're done for the day.
Yeah, well, so he's already got the damage there. I wonder if he's had some contact off. Oh,
wow.
So he's been carrying that for a long time.
I mean, I mean, at this point, it's game over. Just. Oh!
Oh, okay.
Jeez Louise. So that was at the back of the field.
So that's actually taken Cade Corbin and Ivan Danchev. That's what you can see there. We're going to look at this. Seb, you walk us through this one.
Okay, so he's losing it on the final corner, and at this point, I think that was a poor choice on that white car there, and the blue car just being an innocent bystander of that whole ordeal. Lap 3 losing it in the final corner. That's interesting.
I want to say I think that was David Whitehouse that just about snuck by, brushing the wall to avoid a spinning Julius Brooks there. But yeah, I think that's a mistake that can be quite easily made when you don't quite have the tyre temperature in your tyres at this earlier stages in the race. But we're back to live action now, lap 4 out of 35, and I believe we found that the strategy for this race was going to be a fuel save race from what I know. Seb, is it a fuel save race?
Apparently it will be a fuel saving race, because if you go full song from the beginning to the end, you can do like 32, 33 laps. Apparently the fuel usage is 2.12 liters per lap, or 0.8 gallons per lap. For those Americans that follow us, as we see Wexler having
He's going to go and make a move to the inside. This is the number 18. He's going to try and find his way past Sazek. They're all stacking up behind him. The 18 and 17 side by side through turn 1 and turn 2. They're still side by side. A swerve from the rear, a hip check there, and he just about will get the apex for turn number 3. No love lost there, exactly. But he's going to go wide, and they're still going to go side by side. Heads up for the 17.
He went silver surfing on those curves. Good lord, and oh my god, there was no room there.
He's going to find room where there's possibly not, and he's going to escort the 18 to the edge of the circuit. He's going to lose not only 1, but 2, potentially 3 places. A horrible couple of corners for Kevin Wexler in the number 18. He's going to lose out to Julio Ricciardo, who then finds himself on the grass.
Ricciardo, the track's there, buddy, but I told our viewers, Jack, to not click off, because we're witnessing big open wheel racing.
This is the perfect start to May that anyone would want here on the iRacing service. There's going to be plenty more of this to come, and I hope that in the Indy iRacing 500 there's going to be plenty of action just like this, as we're going to look at a replay of the number 5, Seb.
Yeah, so in the slipstream, probably maybe a bit of push to pass, because it's activated now, so going around the outside, so plus points for that, and good job on that number 5 car, getting the move done like this.
Yeah, that was Kel Hagen on Benjamin Garcia, who actually finds himself now up in 10th place, a few spots ahead. And then again the 17. So this is live pictures, actually, the number 18.
It's last replay, I think.
This is a replay. Sorry, this is a replay. This is a replay of the move from... who was that?
That's the 17 of... Okay, so this is on Wexler, who will have a lot of issue, and then we'll have Ricciardo right after that, who will go very wide. So I think that's the first time I've seen someone that wide. Oh my god, yeah. That
was a very aggressive move, wasn't it?
Wexler was still on the track, so that's a fair move.
Yeah, exactly. You get to the apex first, and it's my corner, my rules. But it's not even a my corner, my rules, I would say. Like, if you make the pass and both cars are still well in the track, that's a fair move. That's fair game. Yeah, we just like to see some good moves being made, and this is Dake on Alfredo. Alfredo's going to go up the inside. It's a fairly routine move.
Yeah, down the inside, late on the brakes. Make sure you slow that Because, yeah, when you're on the inside, make sure to slow that car maybe a bit earlier because you're not on the... Oh, I see locked up the brakes a bit. But thankfully for him, he's on the inside of that chicane. Oh, that's a cut.
Number 7.
That's a cut. Yeah, you see he left off.
Be a slowdown.
Yeah, that's a slowdown.
It should be, but it looks like he's going to try and serve the slowdown by sending it back up the inside of the number 4. This is going to be very dangerous, boys. Don't trip over each other. No contact is made, and Kemp is going to find his way up 2 places, courtesy of not really doing too much. Alfredo's going to lose out in this, in the number 4. He's going to drop to the back of this trio. He's going to be a couple of tenths back, but he'll be right back in this come turn 1, Seb.
Yeah, the George Russell school of just not doing anything and you still have a good result. Well, you know, Toby and Toby is very hungry. Like, he is a Rambo style, knife through the teeth and slashing through the field. But yeah, him and Toby and Faro were really bickering for those corners, and all Kev had to do is just like, swiggity swooty, I'll take your positions.
You see Kemp now looking to the inside. He's going to be late on the brakes. He's going to have a look. He's going to be given the space. Fair enough there by Toby Deek, but Kemp is going to stay in line and only be there to, I don't know, rattle the cage, try and make a mistake, force a mistake here and there as we see more change of position. That's the number 5, Kel Holgen. He's going to find his way, well, try to find his way past Kevin Wixler, who's dropped a fair few places, dropped 2 places in the last couple of laps. He's had a pretty poor run in this sort of end of the early stage.
Oh, this is entertaining. Okay, so you can't really make a pass here. So this is where you're just like, I want to get past, but that's very audacious, sticking his nose up the inside. But hey, that works.
Oliver Kemper, round of applause, my friend, looking for the opportunistic move. He's going to find the inside line in the Menards number 8, and he's going to have the apex, I believe. This should be done and dusted as he escorts the car all the way to the outside, and he's going to defend beautifully against Toby Deek, who's going to tuck under that rear wing. He's going to use the slipstream, and he's going to get a fantastic exit. Both of them on the push to pass, you can see. Well, no, actually, just Deek is on the push to pass, you can see, on the left-hand side there, Seb.
Yeah. I was scared because it looked like there where he was blinking for a second, but good. He make the pass stick. Let's see if Ken can do like the little, like, now we see in F1 with like the super clipping and stuff, but with not clipping. But yeah, I mean, good also on Toby, who for leaving the space and making a clean battle. That's what we like to see. And oh, that's spicy here.
Yeah, this is going to be, this is the number 5, so this is Holgen and Wixler again. These two have been swapping positions lap after lap for the last 3 laps or so, and you see another mistake there from Wixler. He's really not in the zone at the moment. Going to be having to go defensive, I believe, at the end of the back straight from the number 5, Holgen. He's going to tuck under that rear wing. He's not on the push to pass, but he is now for a late move. He's quite far back there. Yeah, good driving there from Holgen. Not going to go for the audacious dive bomb, albeit for P14 and P13. We would have loved to see that in the commentary box, I'm sure, Seb, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I love me some good chaos, but like for Rexler right now, he's in the position where, man, I lost so many positions. I gotta get them back, and that's why he did that mistake in turn 4. And you see,
this is going to be Rodan F-Tank, and we're hearing word that he potentially just went off, and this is going to be a replay. So this is through the middle sector, very difficult to get right in any car, let alone in the NXT car. We're going to ride on board.
Okay, standard stuff as usual.
We're going to clip the curb here and just go a little bit wide. No, everything seems okay at the moment.
Oh, wow! On the turn-in.
Losing the rear on the turn-in, and that, to me, screams brake bias.
Yeah? Probably? That's... Yeah, I have nothing for you there, Jack. You're probably right.
Yeah, potentially just having a little bit too far back on the brake bias. As we see a spin there, that's Toby Deck that spins around. He doesn't get collected. Good driving there, Mr. Garcia. Please, no one else collect him. He rejoins, spins the car back round, and he's going to rejoin right into this battle of... this is going to be Holgen, Dex, and Wixler. So he's going to go right back from one fight into another. Here's the replay.
Okay, let's see if... Oh, already blinking. That's same thing. Maybe a bit much of overspeed, maybe. And my God, Garcia, because Toby moved a bit when Garcia exited out of the hairpin, and Garcia, good on him. He had the good reflexes to say, okay, I can run on the grass. I can do it. And yeah, good driving from him.
Whoa.
He hit him.
Actually made contact. Very lucky. The iRacing gods giving him the benefit of the doubt, I believe, for a not much damage on that number 10, I don't think.
I can imagine the iRacing gods be like, hey, sick driving through the grass here, don't have damage.
Precisely. As we look now at David Whitehouse, he's all over the back end of the number 18, who seems to just be losing place after place after place at the moment. He's really not having a good run. Down at the moment 3 places. He's lost another one. I thought that potentially he could try and get past Toby Dick after that audacious spin that we saw just a lap ago, but managing to hold off that number 12, David Whitehouse, still crawling all over the back of him through the middle sector.
And you see how lively these cars are in the rear. Like, you see the rear snapping a bit. We see 2 cars already having spun on low speed corners. So yeah, gotta watch out. Yeah, this is a very lively car, Jack. This is a car that is really, really snappy on the throttle.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially out of the low-speed corners where the aerodynamic aspect, that massive rear wing that we stare at, that is big enough to have all the drivers' surnames written on the back of them, as well as the massive front wing, let alone diffusers, floors, and all those fancy bits that you get on single-seaters. They don't really work when you're going 30 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. They start to work at around 80, I'd say, but it's not really till you start getting well up into the hundreds where, you start to really feel the effect, I'd imagine.
Whoa!
Big move there from Toby Dig, straight up the inside of Ricciardo into turn number 3.
My Rambo comparison is pretty accurate, I'd say, Jack.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of this. Toby Dig, he sees the gap, goes straight up the inside, wrestles the car to the apex. Beautiful car control to keep that thing pointing in a straight line and blocks off any sort of retaliation.
I don't think that was intended, Jack. I think he just lost the control under braking, and to the contact he went on down the inside. But yeah, that works.
You know what? For the case of stream time, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was all purposely done.
Oh, someone's far off the grass.
That's another driver. That's Christopher. No, that's not. That's David Smith. Yeah, you're right. He's obviously found himself locking a tire, finding himself a little bit wide. It seems that. Whitehouse. That is David Whitehouse. Sorry.
Oh my God, Smith. Jack, you're not having a good time tonight. As I see Toby diving down.
That's Toby Deek up the inside of the number 5 Hogan. So he's making his way back up the field after his spin. Hopefully he can get his head back in the game reasonably quickly. That I don't think that's something that Kevin Wixler has been able to do as much. He potentially needs to take a leaf out of Toby's book and really get his head back in the game and start setting those personal lap times. Yeah. His last lap was quicker than those around him by nearly half a second, especially from Garcia in the number 10 in front. So best believe he will be getting reeled in rather quickly.
I think his braking points are maybe too far back. He needs to So the adjustment you can do if you see you're missing every apex, the first adjustment you can do for beginners, maybe brake a bit earlier first. Try to nail those apexes first, and then maybe after that you can start getting a bit more speed for those corners, because right now if Wexler keeps doing it, well, he loses more and more position. Again, he missed the apex, Jack. That's bad.
He's really feeling the pressure of the number 12. Look at that from an onboard camera, wrestling the steering wheel onto the front straight. You can see even when the cars seem to be going in a straight line, the drivers are always making the micro adjustments. Whitehouse to the outside, squeezing him to the inside in the number 18. Is he going to make the move? It's going to be brave, and is it going to be beautiful? The number 12 all the way around the outside. He's given the snaps. 18. Wow, look at that for some close racing. Oh my word. Whitehouse and Wixler, sorry, not Smith. Fair play. Managing it to keep the place is Kevin Wixler, just ahead of David Whitehouse, but be sure that the retaliation is still not going to be there. We can see Whitehouse on the push to pass, feathering it down the straight, going to get a little bit of boost, and this time he has much more of an overlap, gets to the apex first, shuts off any retaliation around the outside into the middle sector, and that is going to be one more place gain there for Whitehouse.
Good move on Whitehouse. Now he He must keep his head cool and stay on the track to avoid Dylan Wexler once again.
15 laps into this race, and we haven't even really looked at the leader. Ivan Machado Perez leading once again. This is a familiar sight that we've seen through all the rounds of the Indy NXT iRacing series that he's been a part of.
I jinxed him. I jinxed him.
Commentator's curse. We'll get an instant replay of that for you, and I believe it's going to be the same thing. Yeah, on the brakes.
Again.
As the second driver in the same corner. Second driver in exact... Yeah. How on earth?
Hey,
there must
Jack,
be a change of wind direction.
If we just took oval turn 1, this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. We'll get plenty of oval action later on in the month of May, all across all iRacing actually, as we have 2 special events, the fixed and the open Indianapolis 500s are getting underway very shortly. But over here on the Velocity Online Racing channel, we have a lot of our own oval action coming your way. The International IndyCar iRacing Series will come to you tomorrow from Phoenix Raceway. Time gets underway on Central European time. That's going to be at 3:30 for that. I will be covering that for you. And then Detroit Belle will back to another street circuit next weekend for the iRacing Indy NXT championship again. So that's going to be these guys back in action on the end of the month. On the 30th of May, coverage will get underway 9 p.m. Central European time. And then once again, it'll be the iRacing Indy NXT series on the 6th of the 6th at Gateway. It's going to be a visit again for us to be covering them on an oval. And then the International IndyCar Series is going to be running their Indy 250, so that will be really interesting to cover once again on the 14th of June. And then I believe it is the iRacing IndyCar Open Series that will be going to Road America on the 16th of June. The coverage will start there at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So, lots of coverage here on the Velocity Online Racing channel to get yourself stuck into over the coming months, and it would be a massive help and hand to us here at the Velocity Online Racing team if you could smash that like button and subscribe to the channel with all the post notifications on and all that goodness, because the YouTube algorithm doesn't hand itself very easy to creators. So anything you can do to help would be a massive thank you, and it's not like you're doing it for nothing. You'll be getting notified of fantastic IndyCar action that will be coming your way, not for the next few weeks, but for the next few months.
And don't forget, leave a comment. Hey, here's a question for all of us, all of you watching, whether it's live or if it's Indy VOD. Who's your favorite IndyCar driver?
God, you know what? I'm going to struggle to answer that one myself. I might need a couple of minutes to think about that one. So, who would you go for?
I mean, easy. Sebastian Bourdais.
You know what? Good choice. I can get behind the reasons why on that one. But anyway, we are currently on lap number 17. David Whitehouse, we are looking at trying to get his way back past Smith in the 17 after a very unfortunate spin for him a few laps ago. He's going to look to the inside line. He's going to have a look, but he's going to think better of it. And
Smith went wide there.
Yeah, feeling the pressure, Smith in front, I believe. But I don't know, maybe Smith would be able to pull away a little bit more if he had a look at today's sponsor for this race. It's going to be none other than the boys over at iCoaching. Get instant and unlimited access to the entire iCoaching setup vault with iCoaching's All Access Pass. Download professionally built iRacing setups for IndyCar, Indy NXT, and TCR across the entire iRacing calendar for all seasons. Visit www.icoaching.co to learn more. That's not .com, that is .co. Those guys have been a massive help to us here to cover this series over the past season, and the action is proving to have it worth being broadcast. I mean, we've had moves galore, haven't we, Seb?
Yeah, we did. And also, I think something happened to Rodin Ifting. He went to the pits, so it would be interesting to see that. That's
This
Toby
is on
Dick
the
with
screen. This is
Garcia.
Dick and Garcia. We said that Toby Dick would be able to catch up to Garcia.
Wow.
He makes the move. Wow, big dive to the inside of turn 3. He's given
That's-
the room by Garcia. That's fair racing. And I don't think a retaliation was ever made. So that's going to be +1 for Toby Dick there.
So... Oh, Roden!
Whoa.
Oh, wow. So that's what happened to him.
That's the second time for Roden as well. That's the third
Yeah.
time we've had a car spin
now-
there, but the second time for Roden specifically.
And now he's lapped back, so yeah, a lot of trouble for him.
I would
some
expect
damage.
Roden to be a little bit quicker, considering he has all the experience in the iRacing. But that it could just be a proving point as to how different.
Whoa!
What a dive there! That is the number 5. Wow, what a move! Getting the well, he's actually gone too deep, and Garcia has found himself back up a place. But Haugen, oh my word, mate! What a dive! What a move! So close. You know, I'm all for that. What a boy!
Just to come back on your comment on Evetink and his experience on the R18, the IL-15 is such a quirky car as Haugen is making another move down the outside.
Really not afraid to go late on the brakes there is Haugen. He's going to go completely around the outside of Garcia. Wow, almost ripping the trousers off the driver of the number 10 there. Absolutely balls to the wall. Haugen, can he put it away? It looks like he is. Gets a better exit instantly and pulls out the best part of, I think that's about a length and a half, 2 lengths over the number 10, and I believe that's going to be job done, and head down up to Toby Deek now in the number 7 for 8th place. Haugen breaking his way into the top 10, and Garcia trying to hang on to the tethers of what's left of his top 10 day, as Ricciardo now in the number 11 is all over the back of him.
And oh my god, Wixer, it looks like he's that's Marius in the pits. Interesting.
I wonder if that's going to be damage or a pit stop, as now we see again. This is Ricciardo shoving Garcia outside, well, on the brink of the top 10 as they're still swapping places. Garcia's going to try and come back at Ricciardo for 9th spot. They're going to go side by side, and Garcia is going to have to yield and let the number 11 go through, but that's not going to be job done because he's going to be on the push to pass.
Whoa!
Whoa!
And nearly that could have spelled disaster. Like I think in real life they crash.
That was very good racing from the two of them, not being able to hit each other and cause contact, because no one wants to see that. But Garcia says, "Thank you very much, Mr. Ricciardo. I will take 9th or 10th place back to yourself, and I will take myself and promote myself back up into the top 9. So it's going to be Garcia from Ricciardo, which rounds out the top 10. But looking back towards the front of the field, you know how you said earlier, Seb, that Perez likes to check out and then sort of stay 15 seconds ahead. Well, 21 laps into this 35-lap race, he finds himself 7 seconds ahead of Jarrett Curry. Oh wow! And that's not even Jarrett Curry isn't a tame driver himself. He knows how to get his way around most circuits in this IL-15.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, who's that?
Ooh.
Oh, nightmarish sight for Perez.
I believe that could have been David Whitehouse is showing up on my timing screen, but I would have to double check that. We might be able to get a replay for you in the coming moments. But yeah, that was a bullet dodge there that car managed to tow just before Perez came through to lap that car.
And that wasn't the first time Perez had something that happened to him. Because
Yes.
I think at St. Pete something similar happened.
Yes, I believe it was either St. Pete or Long Beach, as we get a replay here from on board from Perez, and you're going to see that car vanish now, just in the nick of time. I don't think he would have hit them anyway.
No.
But I would rather have a car not there than a car potentially ready to do a donut right into my path.
Exactly.
But anyway, lap 22 of 35. Perez, I believe, knows what he's doing. He's doing really good lap times, but I really hope that he saved enough fuel to get to the end, as we said that this is a fuel-save race. So we now look at Jarrett Curry in the second spot, and he has Roden Eftink just up the road as a lapped car to contend with, and he's going to want to get him relatively quickly out of the way because that's not for position right behind him, is it?
No,
that's 3 seconds.
That's Kemp right behind him, the loud car. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Kemp. He probably had a big mistake, and that's why now he's so far back. But he looked good in the top 10 earlier.
I noted earlier on in the race that he dropped to the bottom of my timing screen, but I didn't get a chance to mention it. So I could potentially say that was another one of our spinners or some sort of lockup that found himself a little bit wide and lost a heap of time. Yes, he's way down the field, isn't he? He's down in 14th at the moment, now a lap down. Let's have a look at his pace on my timing screen. Pace seems to be not actually the slowest. He's matching the times of Toby Deek and Zachary Shazuk in 6th and 7th place. So that's my 6-7 reference done for the races. The director in my ear instantly goes for the 6-7 reference.
I hate you, Julian.
As we now look at the number 17, which is actually the number 2 on my timing screen. That's something that we've addressed before, but that's Jarrett Curry in second spot, running a relatively lonely race. As now, well, he's got a very big gap behind him.
He does have a very big gap behind him. Like the field is the first pitch spread, especially like the top 4. Perez with 7 seconds of a lead to Corey, and then Corey has a 12 seconds lead to Ridgeway, and Ridgeway has a 20 seconds lead to Glennon. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it just is a perfect showing of how much time you can lose if you get yourself caught up in a bit of a battle, or you make a couple of mistakes, or you maybe use too much of your tyre too early. Glennon at the moment is looking out the commentary booth. They come down the pit straight, and he's actually got David Whitehouse all over the back of him, trying to get himself unlapped. So that's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside there for Glennon. As we look now, this is live pictures, so you can see that car behind the number 9 is a lap down. That's I believe the number 12. So he's definitely
Whitehouse.
a lap down. So he's gonna try and find a way back past, but Glennon's definitely not going to be the biggest fan of it. I know if I was having a lapped car trying to get past me, I'd want them to go away. And this is for position, actually.
Why is there an F-Tink?
So F-Tink is going to go all the way to the inside line to try and get the best run that he can. He's going to chop in front of the nose of the number 18, who seems to be going relatively slowly. Actually, has he got a problem? No, the car looks fine. There's no damage from what we can see, but it seems like F-Tink has just driven off.
Yeah, I mean, F-Tink had top 5 speed. Let's not forget that, Jack. So that's not. I don't think that's surprising to see him like shoot off after overtaking Wexler.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's going to be because no, he's potentially letting the faster car through. That is going to be our leader that comes through to lap him, I believe now. Yes, it is. But no, I don't think that it would be a 1.5 seconds difference over the course of 3 corners. Potentially a little bit of, I don't know, maybe he has some wheel damage, because he's definitely been in the wars as the number 18. Wixler has definitely been around the block and been bumped and bruised on his way down the field, as he's now down, unfortunately, 3 places still from where he started. So maybe he's carrying a little bit of damage. I'm not too sure, as we now look back at our leader, Perez, with now an 8-second gap. So he's definitely showing no signs of slowing down with 10 to go.
I mean, keep the pedal to the metal. If that's the best way to stay concentrated, as Kemp is doing a maneuver that's on Wexler. That's on Wexler.
So again, that's 2 places and 2 laps into turn 1 that Wixer has lost. As he maybe used all of his push to pass. That could be something that he has fallen foul to, because it only seems into the first corner where he's super slow compared to everyone else.
He still has for 31st second, Jack. So
no, he hasn't. That's really strange then. I really wonder what's going on with that number 18, because he really seemed, a lot more on the pace at the start of this race toward the opening stages. But now, as the race has progressed, he's really lost his speed. He's lost his nerve, and I think he struggled to get back into it.
I mean, already he's been missing the apex almost every heavy braking zone there was, so he probably destroyed his tires and also his confidence in this track. So, yeah, it's just the case of like I just want to see the end of this.
Yeah, no, I think we've all been there. When you've had a bad race, you really don't want to make it any worse for yourself and have a spin or find yourself facing the wrong way, as so many drivers have done. As we look at now, Jarrett Curry getting past Rodan Eftink into turn number 1. So that's not for position. That is going to be business as usual for Jarrett Curry. Hopefully Eftink can follow him through and, you know, just maybe learn a few things about this IL-15 race car, because I know that Eftink hasn't had the most experience in this car compared to others in the field. I think for him this is very much still a learning process. I mean, he's very quick for someone that is still learning, providing all of his previous experience in the IR18. But hopefully he can learn a few things from Mr. Curry, who currently sits second and now a lap ahead.
You always learn, Jack. In racing, you always learn.
Exactly, it's a constant learning curve, and that's something that I definitely would have to contend with and agree with, because I'm not an Indy driver by trade, so to say. I focus more on the sports car stuff as Rodan FT.
Whoa!
Oh dear me, that's time
Again.
number 3. Business as usual, Mr. Efting, finding ourselves pointing backwards at the final corner. He really needs to get that one sorted and potentially, you know, maybe just move your brake bias forward a little bit more, save those rear tyres, save those surface temps, and that's really something that that Eftink has not quite managed to master as of yet.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, pronto, Rodin, sbinala. There.
Yeah, he's should almost have a Ferrari livery on that IL-18, IL-15 rather, should I say, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But no mistakes so far have been made by this man. With 8 to go, Ivan Machado Perez, 27 laps left. That is every single lap that we have had in the books so far. He has been at the head of this field, and it really is just a show of class and how talented that driver really is. Jarrett Curry bringing up still a very strong second place, but still nowhere near the level of Perez out in front with an 8-second lead. Those two staying completely level in where they have started and where they are now, as well as this man, Robert Ridgway, started third, is currently third, and then back to David Clennon in fourth, currently fourth, started seventh. It's a really good day for that number 9 car, up a good handful of places, with Julian Alfaro again behind him. Only up 1 for him, but I think he'll be very happy with how today is unfolding for him, getting a fantastic top 5. But then one of the big movers of the race, Zachary Sojek, up a credible 8 places since the start of this one. Started 14th, and he's now running about in 6th place. Toby Deek started 4th, 7th. A bit disappointing for him, I think. He would wanted a little bit more. A couple of mistakes as well snuck in for the number 7 in today's running, but I think he'll be happy with that. And then Kel Holgan started 11th, currently 8th. Another strong day. He's pulled off some good moves, says Holgan, in today's running. I think he'd be happy with how things have gone so far. No damage and a clean nose. Benjamin Garcia, been in the wars a little bit. Started 13th and is now up to 9th. A good another few handful of places. And Julio Ricciardo, again, up 2 places. A pretty average day for him. I think he's been in the mix where he could be, but finds himself in a little bit of a bubble of his own at the moment. And that rounds out your top 10. So, for the most part, a lot of movers in the positive direction in the top 10, bar the number 7, who's probably had a little bit of a worse day for wear compared to those around him.
Exactly.
With 6 to go, this is Rodan Eftig again, looking to get past Wixler. This is for position, so after that spin, he is going to find his way once again down the inside of the number 18. It's a very progressive and very decisive move. Snatches the apex away from the 18, and it's going to be business as usual once again for Rodan Efting. He's done it once before, and he's done it again, and he is back up into 13th place.
Heating up a bit for Alvaro. He's got back to Clennon actually. So That would be interesting for the podium. Or wait, no, for the bottom. Not even on the podium. Sorry.
Well, yeah, it's funny you said that. He's taken 0.6 of a second out of the boys in front of him, has Alfaro. So a very, very quick lap last time around to put him back on the rear gearbox of David Clennon in the number 9. And I think we're about to see some very spicy battles on our hands here, as they have lap traffic to contend with as well. Both of them find their way easily past the lapped traffic, and now it's head in the game. It's Clennon versus Alfaro. Will Clennon hold on, or will Alfaro snatch away that 4th place in an effective best of the rest over that 4th place?
My question is how much push to pass they have left to fight for this 4th position.
We'll get a good reading on that. The timing screen on the left hand side, when it comes around, will show how much push to pass these drivers have, and getting very, very flirting with the grass there onto the pit straight. Alfaro is well within slipstream range, but he's not going to get anywhere near close enough actually to Clennon.
Because Clennon was on the push to pass on that straight, Jax. That's why he maybe pulled a bit away.
Very brave on the brakes.
Yeah. And that worked.
A massive amount, as there's a spinner in the background. That's going to be, who was that? That was Whitehouse, I believe, in the background of this battle.
Garcia.
As we see another move, Hogan and Garcia swapping places side by side. We've seen this again once before, in the earlier stages of the race. And Garcia finding his way to, that wasn't a move for Garcia, was it? No, it was a good move for Garcia, excuse me. He found his way past Hogan again. Are we going to get a replay of this? Seb, walk us through this one, please.
Oh, and trouble for Hogan. He went a bit wide on the second, or like the third to last corner. And probably Garcia was on the bottom as soon as he got that wheel straight. And then he let his driving do the talking, Jack. A round the outside move in turn 1. I dig that.
Using all of the push to pass. Look at the closing speed. He's going to be late on the brakes. Dives to the outside line of the number 5. Hogan gives him a good old squeeze, but then gives him the racing room. And that's what we really like to see. Drivers giving it the space and being able to comfortably go side by side with each other. As we go back to live pictures, this was Alfaro on Clennon. I believe this will be a replay, because I saw out of the commentary box window a big lock-up for the number 9 in front. And it's going to be a dive to the inside for Alfaro that puts the number 9 off. Yeah, you can see there. Snatches that front right tyre, and that's going to be a move potentially that was a little bit easier for Alfaro than he needed. And this is Sojek and Toby Deek over, what place is this going to be? This is going to be 6th place.
P6.
And look at this. Beautiful run. Sojek using what is left of his push to pass, I believe.
And these two have been already fighting at the start of the race, haven't they? So this is second leg of that fight.
Yeah, and they're still going at it now as we switch to live pictures. This is Toby Dick hounding the rear wing of Shajak into the final sector again. Are we going to see a lockup like we did one lap ago?
He's going
massive
for it.
Dive to the inside for Toby Dick. There's contact, and he actually goes wide. It looks like, will we see any damage to front wings? No,
Negative.
Everyone's front wing looks relatively intact, but what he's done now is put himself with a target on his back into turn number 1. We are going to see that number 14 on the push to pass. You can see on that left-hand side, Toby Dick a little bit too late to respond. Both of them pressing the button. He goes to the inside line. This is going to be for 6th place. To the outside goes the number 14, gets the over-under. Are they going to go side by side through turn number 3? Whoa! Oh, big blocks there from Toby Deek in the number 7. Can the 14 find his way back up the inside? Toby Deek is going to be parking it on that inside line.
I'm not sure I like what Dick did, being all around the inside. That seems like John Cale physical at Suzuka 05 to me.
Oh, he's still going to find the inside line. If you say you're going to go defensive, well, I'm going to go even further to the left-hand side. He gets the overlap, gets the inside line. Can he stop it? Yes, he can. Shazrik up into 6th place ahead of Toby Dick, but it's not going to be over. Toby Dick dives to the inside line. Wow. Instant response there from Toby Dick. Takes it, snatches it straight away with...
Heck is black flagged.
Oh, no. Oh no, Toby Toby. You've taken away a fantastic battle from us, and that's going to be a drive-through for Toby Dake, and he's going to be frustrated there. Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
Way too much
wow.
speed into the pit
Too
lane,
many
and that's going to be...
Yeah, because he had a lot of spun, didn't it? A lot of spins, probably lots of off tracks and contacts. So, I mean, this car is not the ARCA car in terms of car contacts, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he had one or two there. That's a shame.
He's going to tumble well outside the top 10, as you can see him trundling down the pit lane, and everyone else really getting past. And this is lapped traffic. So this is our leader, Ivan Perez, starting his final tour of the Indianapolis road course as he finds his way past Hogan, as if he was standing still, though being a lap down, and that's going to ruin any chance of Hogan. As we actually looked at live pictures, Seb.
Yep, it's Kemp on Smith. That's a traditional move on the inside. Ooh, what's this?
This is just lap traffic, as he actually goes. That's the first mistake there from Ivan Perez, going a little bit too brave.
He threw away a 0 X-rays just to lap someone.
Yeah, that's. But this is actually for position P7 and P8, Seb.
Oh, this is tight. There's only like 2 corners left for them since they've been lapped.
So it's going to be a massive dive to the inside for Hogan. He's going to go to the inside of Garcia, and there's going to be contact and a spinner for David Whitehouse. Oh no, David once again finding himself pointing the wrong way, but one man that has not found his way pointing the wrong way and only sent it the right way in true north to the checkered flag. It's going to be Ivan Nacho Machado Perez that finds another win in the Indy NXT iRacing series, from lights to flag, almost X3. It's going to be...
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
That was a lights to flag beautiful victory, and we see more drama with Rodan Efting facing the wrong way, as we see the number, this is going to be Robert Ridgway, isn't it? Yeah, bringing out the podium places. A solid performance from him. Once again, he'll be happy with some championship points. But wow, Seb, that was a last lap replay that was almost, it happened too fast.
It happened way too fast.
This is going to be a replay of everything that unfolded there. So this is going to be Ivan Perez up the inside of the number 5. That's going to be a blue flag scenario, so that's not for position. But it's when Ivan Perez gets past the car in front, I can't quite tell who that is, that's when it's all going to kick off.
So that's the number 10 of Garcia.
Yeah, okay. So he goes wide, and then it backs up Garcia, and then Hauger goes, yeah, I'm going to have some of this. I'm going to stick my nose up the inside of you. And then Whitehouse tries to follow suit and sort of gets squeezed out a little bit too late there as Hogan. Then this is going to be where everyone's making a last lap dive, isn't it?
Yeah, and Garcia being very clever, just like, okay, I know if I overdo it. Oh, netcode!
That was unfortunate for Whitehouse. I reckon he would have had the place no problem there. But yeah, the iRacing gods not being so
I think it was still in the grass, whether it was netcode or not, but...
Yeah, I think it might have been just a thing of going a little bit wider rather than it facing the wrong way. But nonetheless, the results are unofficial, of course, but these are the results for round 6 of the iRacing Indy NXT series here at Indianapolis Road Course. Ivan Machado Perez takes another commanding win by north of 9 seconds over Jarrett Curry and Robert Ridgway. Another 2 championship contenders really showing their form today, but none were on the level of the race winner, of course. Juan Luis Alfaro wins out sort of the best of the rest fight, coming home in a lovely 4th place, beating out David Clennon in the number 9, Zachary Strozak in 6th, Benjamin Garcia in 10th in the number 10. Good race for him. Kel Hogan in the 8th place. Tulio Ricardo and Oliver Kemp rounds out the top 10. 11th goes the way of Christopher Smith, Toby Dake, Rodan Efting, Kevin Wixler, David Whitehouse, Matt Malloy, Julius Brooks, Ivan Danshev and Cade L. Corbin are the rest of the finishers, those in the lower half, unfortunately not making the checkered flag. So that was I think one of the more hectic races I've ever seen around the Indy road course. Seb, how do you make of that after round 6?
I mean, even Matteo Perez always is the Alex Palou of the road side of this iRacing Indy Lights series. Although I gotta say, I was very pleasantly surprised of how much action there's at this track, because usually the Indy road course doesn't offer much, or it's kind of a tough place to pass. Maybe because if they went through the Indy Oval Turn 1, they would have more opportunities. But hey, I digress. But hey, very good, very good. And you know what? I dig that.
Yeah, I think it was a perfect example and a perfect way to kick off the month of May here on iRacing for the virtual stuff. The real world stuff very much underway as well with the build up to the Indianapolis 500. We're doing that ourselves here on iRacing. But if you are looking for a couple of setups that need to come your way before those big special events, the perfect place for you could be iCoaching, where you can get instant and unlimited access to the entire iCoaching setup vault with iCoaching's All Access Pass. Download professionally built iRacing setups for IndyCar, Indy NXT and TCR across all of the official calendars for this season. Visit www.icoaching.co to learn more, and that is icoaching.co, not .com. And with that being said, we will be looking forward to when we see these cars again on the 30th of May at another street circuit, Belle Isle. That's going to be an action-packed weekend for sure. Yeah, exactly. That's going to be more than spicy, I think. But until then, my name is Jack James. Alongside me has been Sebastian Kinder, and Julian Altena has been behind the scenes on the board producing this beautiful coverage for you tonight. So from all of us here at the Velocity Online Racing channel, we thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.